First, I just wanted to print a few ideas so that I can visually have a look at what I'm trying to work with. So I'm using this as an example to show you the steps that I take when I'm creating small or big objects. Whatever idea I have, I basically have to start from the sketching all the way to the final product that I end up printing. I've been trying to work on a headphone holder. So I posted it yesterday and shared it with people, but I'm still in the process of figuring out what I want. You know, every time I'm in the studio, I don't have a place to actually put my headphones. As you can see, I have two sets of headphones. One is lying on the workshop bench and another one I'm wearing it. And every time I finish whatever I'm doing, if I'm making music or gaming, I tend to just place them down. My desk is full at the moment, so I cannot put a headphone stand somewhere, so I needed a clip. So the first step was to reach out for my sketchbook. I normally have a couple of them, like to doodle in them the old way, pen and paper as usual. Then I knew I needed to come up with 3 variations of whatever I want to design, and then in the process I can be able to test them in terms of strength, in terms of how they look like, and just to just to express yourself. It's important. The first few designs have to be very free, not limited, and then in the process, the more you keep on designing whatever you're designing, then you can be able to curate it to a point where it's perfect. So once I was done with that, I was able now to go to my design software. I normally use Sharp 3D. I want to also change to Blender. I hear Blender is very good. I've tried it a couple of times and I don't know how I ended up with Sharp 3D. But I find it more, I've been using it, I'm accustomed to it. It's a bit pricey, and yeah, in the future I want to go to Blender. I'll definitely try out and see how it goes. So I was able to sketch a few things. And then once I was able to do my first prototype, I went to my 3D maker, did some supports, because it's important for you to have the support when you're printing objects that either are elongated or they are coming out. So you build your support, you set up how you want your print to come out, then you can be able to print. So any person who's thinking of buying a 3D printer, you need to familiarize yourself with 3D design, so that when you have the printer, you can be able to design the objects that you need. But you can also go online and get all these things. They are available. For me, my reason for doing this is just to be able to exercise my creativity in terms of 3D printing, to be able to be fluent with it, to understand the applications, to understand how a 3D printer works, and also to have access to create more prototypes if I'm designing something. Well, there's something interesting coming in the next episode, so you keep an eye out for that. Once I was done with that, then it was printing. You have to wait, give it time, and then I had my 3 prototypes out. The printer finished on time. Put them in it's called like a rough test. Even most of the companies have, or factories have this, where they really put a stress test. That's the one. So they're able to put their objects through multiple variations of stress and see how they hold on, so that they can be able to change them and build them to be stronger, to see what are the weak points. And especially with 3D printing, depending on how thick you print them, then you can have some points where they are a little bit weak, and you can change this on the go. That's the advantage of having a 3D printer, is whatever your prototype you're making, you can actually touch it, you can feel it, you can get connected with it, and then with that, then you can be able to get more ideas, you can visualize much better. But well, that's how it went. Will it just be a headphone holder, or will I put a wireless charging mount for the phone? And how risky is it to have the wireless charging mount at the edge of the desk? And so many other things. I can also design something like this and then have the PlayStation control holder to be able to charge them, or just leave it as bare and minimal as it is. So I have 3 options, And technically the main point would be the issue with slotting this in. But I think the longer you have the back, the way it goes in, the longer it is, the more steady it is. Then I also tried with this, the same, and it was just a few millimeters off. But these are just one of those side quests. I have the headphones also for when I'm doing my music and other things. I tend to put it on top here, but I thought it would be a great idea to have it just loosely hanging over here. You see, now this desk is much bigger, so it tends to break so I have to increase the height. But it would have sat something like that. And then when you need it, you just take it out and you put them on. So I'm still working on that. I'm still trying to perfect its functions. I have another one here. Besides that, just did the table saw, the mini table saw here. And the mini table saw is quite a fun tool to work with. I will drop the video later on. And my next project probably will be the cyber deck. So I'm trying to figure out what type of cyber deck do I want, what will its functions, and also the portability, or how I will be able to carry it from point A to B. I also wanted to just thank everyone who has followed. I really appreciate it. I usually post a lot of DIY projects, tech projects, ideas that I come up with, like the robot or anything that is doable, can be done. I have a doobie mindset. I always say stay dangerous. And you know what it means. Don't go punching people on the face and say, hey, CG, the artist said I should be dangerous in that level. I just say you should be ready for anything. So you have to train. You have to have a clear mental mindset. You have to, no one should play with you. No one should mess with you. But just your approach to life has to be, you have to give it your all. You have to be dangerous. That's the point of it. Don't dilute yourself just because you want to fit in with others or you want to please others. We're not people pleasers. We're just people who want to go, get, do, and chill. The doobie mindset. Well, see you on the flip side.